Hey guys, David here from Underground Fabrication, and today we're going to do a walk around on my 2012 Jeep JKU Rubicon. And I'm going to try to explain to you why I think that this is really the best do-it-all Jeep out there. At least it is for me. So come along with me, we'll do a quick walk around on this baby, see what you think. All right, so we're gonna start off with the real boring stuff here. The most underwhelming V6 on the planet. That's right, this baby's got the 3.6 factory V6 in it. It's got the mighty 5-speed automatic transmission powered right behind that thing. The only thing I've done under the hood is I do have a Banks cold air intake, catback exhaust. We do have a custom exhaust on it. One of the cool things about this being a Rubicon, it does have a good transfer case in it. It has the 4-to-1 transfer case in it, so that's been pretty solid. Overall, it's a solid motor. You know, it may not be an LS. It doesn't have the cool V8 sounds in it like our Donkey's gonna have, but hey, it gets me down the trails. It crawls really, really good, and like I said, out on the highway, flat ground, this baby will do 80, 85 miles an hour. So overall, I'm happy with what's underneath the hood, but it's kind of boring. Nothing too exciting underneath there. Okay, and I'm sure the first thing that's gonna jump out at you and kind of grab your attention is one of my favorite things about the Jeep, and that is the wrap. You know, my last Jeep was a red Jeep. So if you go back and if you look at Kyle's Jeep, we started off with this little silver TJ that has exploded into Kyle's orange Jeep. I found this Jeep, it was a deal. I hated the color though. It was this silver, and personally, I'm sick and tired of black, white, silver, gray cars. But I got the Jeep because it was a good deal, and I thought, okay, what could we do about this? And I went away one weekend, and I like old World War II airplanes. I've always kind of been an airplane junkie, and I like the old P-51s and all the old stuff that was back like in World War II and all that. And I went away one weekend, and when I came back, Kyle and his girlfriend Katie came up with this wrap design, and they surprised me with it. And I gotta tell you something, it knocked the cover off the ball. It really took from a boring silver Jeep, and it really turned it into what I thought is something pretty special, and it gets a lot of attention. I mean, if you just look, we got the American flag up here on the grill. I mean, that just screams America, right? If you look, it's got the mouth on it. I also have the mouth for my hard doors on it. It's got the star in the back. It's even got some bombs down here located on the door. It's got the stripes on the back. Basically, this is something that you would see off an old World War II airplane. I get more comments about the wrap on my Jeep than I do anything else, and I kind of think it's a showstopper. I dig it a lot. We've talked about changing it and wrapping the Jeep into something a different color, and honestly, I just can't imagine my Jeep without the wrap. So one of my favorite parts about the Jeep is the wrap. I hope you guys like it too. All right, so let's take a walk around the outside of my Jeep here. To kind of give the Jeep, like I said, this is a 2012, so it's definitely dated. So one of the first modifications that we did to it to just kind of give it that new look is we put the 10th anniversary Rubicon hood on it. I think this really dressed up the look a lot, kind of gave it a pop. So we changed up the hood on it. I like it. I think it did a really good job. I'm thinking about maybe doing a JL grill. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet, but thinking about it. Up front, I've got the Poison Spider bumper. Okay, I'm rolling with a Warren 10,000-pound winch on the front of it. USA rope synthetic winch line in there. Of course, I got my, a lot of people say these things are overrated, and they probably are, but they look cool. Got my Factor 55 Ultra hook up front here. As you can see, I still have the tow bar here. I do flat tow this. I don't take it as much as I used to because I have a Gladiator now, and I take the Gladiator. But this is still set up to flat tow, so if we're gonna go out and do some wheeling, or if we're going out with Kyle and all those guys, I do take the JK still. So it's set up to flat tow. Moving along here, I've got the Moto-Built 2-inch flares all the way around. This was a game changer for me. I thought this really opened up the wheel wells. It gives them some of that added protection on there. I think they just look sleek. They look really good. Coming down here, I've also got the Moto-Built rock guards on it, along with the Moto-Built sliders. When you come around to the back, I've also got a Poison Spider rear bumper on it. About 6 months ago, I did a spare tire delete on it. So I got rid of all that weight back up there. Once again, I was kind of getting bored with the look. And so we pulled the rear spare tire off of it. It really cleaned up the back. We did a license plate relocation on it, and it just cleaned it up. I've also got on the back here, I've got Generite quarter armor with the Max built tail lights that are recessed in. I think that is just a clean look. So between doing the hood and doing that rear tailgate delete or the spare tire delete, I think it really freshened up the Jeep. Like I said, I really like the way it looks. I've got the Rugged Ridge half doors. I still have the factory full doors on it. I've also got the Best Top soft top on it along with the uppers. So I can seal this all up if I want when I've run into soft top. This is honestly my favorite look, is running the half doors in the top like this. When I do tow it though, I do put the uppers in there just in case I run into water. And you know, I'm a little bougie, so if the weather's too hot or too cold, I'll throw the hard top on it and I'll put the solid doors back on it too. So that's really about it on the outside of it. Yeah, I've got the candy red power tank hanging on the back there. Great company to work with. We've been using power tanks for, I don't even know, probably well over 10 years. Kyle runs a power tank, I run a power tank, Dylan runs a power tank. We're gonna have a power tank on the Donkey. A lot of our friends have power tank. Great company. We've wheeled with these guys up in Rubicon, really cool people. We've got the fire extinguisher on the back, obviously for safety. Nothing too kind of crazy there. But that's really about it on the outside of it. All right, so while we're here, let's hop inside. We'll take a peek and see what's inside this thing. All right, so right now, and the next thing I gotta do is I gotta fix my cage. Right now, I just have the rock hard sports cage in this thing, and that definitely takes care of the A pillar and the A to B pillar. It also gives me my harness rack back here. Definitely the next thing on the list and the most important thing that I'm gonna do next is to get a proper cage in it. But for right now, this works good, but I gotta get it fixed. I'm rocking custom PRP seats. I opted for the bougie heating elements in them, and they also recline. So those are nice. I'm also gonna ditch the rear seat in the back, get rid of the rear bench seat, and I'm gonna run buckets back there. I'm rocking up here for the electronics, 8 Switch Pro panel mount, runs my rock lights, my whips, runs my heated seats. It runs my chase lights that's in the back there. Super clean, got it mounted right up here to the rock hard sports cage on there, so that's really nice. I've got a Kenwood stereo system in it. It's got Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, which I really dig. I got a front rear camera on it, so that helps me when I come to the approach angles up on trails and everything. Plus I can see what's behind me. I've also got the limited edition PRP plaid 4-point harnesses. One thing that I did, or one thing Kyle reminded me to do, is when I ordered these, I got the ones for the rear too, because you can't get these anymore. So I've got these that are going to come for the back. Let's see what else in here. Oh, I've got a marine grade amplifiers in this thing in case it gets wet. Like I said, most of the time the Jeep lives just like this with the half doors on it. Also got a marine subwoofer in the back. So got the tunes cranked up out on the trails. It's really, really nice. A couple other things that I want to do on the inside. I want to ditch the factory steering wheel. Okay, I want to get rid of that, get rid of the airbag, put a removable wheel on it. So I want to do that. I'll do that along with the cage and the seats. That's going to be next. We'll get that done. We'll get that done for sure this summer, because that's something I've been wanting to really do. To keep in communication with our group, I've got an 80-watt ham radio up here, so that keeps us all connected and tied together. So that's pretty good. I think that's kind of really it as far as the inside is concerned. Not a whole lot done. Like I said, I really, really, really like these PRP seats. I stressed out a lot about coming up with the color on it. One nice thing about their website is you can actually take a look and see what the seat looks like. And I knew these were going to be a love or hate. These are red suede. I kind of got a red thing going on in the Jeep, if you can tell. And even when I unboxed them, I was like, whoa, that's a lot of red. But once we put them inside the Jeep, I think it really popped the Jeep. Once I do my cage, I'm also going to powder coat the cage, this candy red that we're rocking too. So I think with the red cage and with the red seats and the plaid harnesses on it, this Jeep's really going to be a showstopper whenever I'm rolling around down on the trail. So, oh, and before we jump on, I almost forgot. One thing that we did, because I wanted to do it all Jeep and because I wanted to be nice and quiet on the highway, we stripped out all the interior and we dynamatted the whole entire thing. It was a project. I got to tell you something. It's not easy, but it's well worth it. Helps with heat. Obviously brought down the sound a lot in this thing too. When we had everything out, we put it back together. We put in the bed rug carpet kit. Okay, so it's water resistant. You can take it out, you can kind of hose it down. It's kind of a light gray color, so it really looks good in this thing. So if you want to do a fun project for the weekend, if you just want to keep the sound down and the heat down, do yourself a favor and do the dynamite. It'll really save your bacon. Okay, so that's the inside. Let's talk lighting. Up here on the A-pillar, I'm running this KC 6-inch slim lights. I've got the amber covers on there. It really helps cut down the dust. Plus, I've learned that the lights being up this high doesn't blind the guy in front of you. Okay, so this puts out enough light for when you're out on the trail, cuts through the dust pretty good. I've also got 12 KC clear rock lights on there. These work really, really good on the trail. Plus, they just look freaking cool when you're out there. Okay, when I'm staged up at the campground, I'll turn all the rock lights on, so those look pretty cool too. So as you can see, strobing there in the back, I got my rigid chase lights. Those things are integrated into the bumper. They're flush mounted. That really helps when somebody's following me, especially out at King of the Hammers with all the dust out there. So I run those out there. That really, really looks good. For safety, and another cool factor, because let's face it, we do a lot of things on our Jeeps where they're cool. I also run the Dirt Direct whip. 3.5 foot red, white, and blue whip back there. Looks cool, super bright. It's kind of a safety item for me. Ties in the whole kind of America type thing with the red, white, and blue. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, and no Jeep build would be complete without the Amazon Basic headlights and running lights. I mean, come on, dude. Jeff Bezos, thanks a lot, man. Those babies work really good. Never let me down. Amazon, folks. So this is where the rubber meets the road, as they say, right? I run 39-inch BFGs, KM3 tires. These are DOT tires. The reason why I run the DOTs and not stickies is because this is kind of the best for both worlds for me, right? They're good on the highway, they're good off-road. And one of the reasons why we went with the BFGs is because of the weight. These are a lot lighter. Once again, I tow it, so this saves me about 100 pounds off the previous tires that I was running. Solid tire, I like it. I think the tire still looks really good. And again, I went with this tire for weight, and I went with this tire because, again, I like to drive this thing down the highway and not have any vibration, and these things really, really do a good job for me. As far as wheels, I absolutely love these wheels. I'm running a 17-inch KMC machete wheels. Now, I didn't know it at the time I got these, but these are, I guess, pretty desirable wheels, and they're also discontinued. I get hit up all the time for people wanting me to sell my wheels. So no, my wheels are not for sale. I did a candy red on the inside. Obviously, these are bead locks. I love this wheel. I think this wheel really pops my Jeep. I love the candy red. I envision myself going down the road, maybe one day going to a 20 and 42s, but we'll talk about that later. But I really love my BFGs, and I absolutely love my machete wheels. No, don't hit me up. You can't buy them. They're not for sale. All right behind the wheel, I'm running an 1.5 inch Spider Trax wheel spacer, and I had to do that to clear my tires because I was running 37s on this before. When we went to the 39s, I was hitting the frame. So that was kind of the easiest, cleanest, quickest fix for it. So you can't see those, but got those behind those beautiful, beautiful KMC wheels. All right, let's talk suspension. I run the 4-link Hepta manufacturer 4-link system front and rear mid-arm kit. It's been really, really good to me. I like it. I've also got the Evo 2.0 King shocks all the way around with the 2.2 air bumps up in the front. I run a rock crawler track bar and an anti-rock sway bar on the front. I've also got Adam drive shafts down here. They look good too. Front and rear Adam drive shaft. Yep, got those in here. And I've also got the R-Tech full aluminum body skid plate. And I gotta tell you something, this thing was an absolute nightmare to install. Who would have thought after running to trails for over 10 years that things would get twisted up? But now that I have it on here, now that I'm laying underneath here, I'm glad I have it because this baby is beat up. And now that I'm looking underneath this thing, hey Kyle, we got to do a bolt check, my friend, because I'm seeing a lot of loose bolts underneath this thing. So we got to rack this baby up and put a wrench on everything before we hit the trails next. All right, let me slide out of here and finish talking about the rest of this thing. Let's talk axles. I am still running the Dana 44s on this baby. The only thing that is really still stock on these are the factory E-lockers. I still have those. I did change the gearing on it. I'm running G2 gears, 5:13 ratio in there. I have the R-Tech trusses, both front and rear, along with the R-Tech C-gussets on there. In the rear, I do have chromoly axles, and I'm running RCVs up front. I got Moto-Built diff covers on there. So I think that as far as the axles are concerned, I've got them fully built as far as I can really go for just running a factory axle. The dream of course, is to go to 1 tons on there. But like I said earlier, I do want to keep this Jeep very road friendly. But you know, down the road, I see myself going to 1 tons, getting on 20-inch wheels and that 42-inch tire. I think that is just a great look right now. But that's for another day. But we've done a lot of work on these axles to try to keep it safe. And I almost forgot, one of the most important parts up here, I'm running the American Iron ball joint deletes. And I gotta tell you something, if you've never seen a ball joint failure on a trail, do yourself a favor and go look it up on YouTube. It is catastrophic. It is a complete horror show. So I didn't want to get stuck with that. So that was one of the first modifications that I did. So that takes care of the axles, I believe. And I've pushed the Jeep pretty hard. I'm not as young as Kyle out there, so I haven't pushed it as hard as he has. But so far, so good with these axles. But I do hit the trails out there thinking, hey, I don't have the 1 tons, don't be stupid. But you know what? She's never left me stranded. All right, so let's talk steering now. I run the Synergy steering on there, Synergy manufacturer steering on there. That gets rid of that crazy Y-cross setup that causes all the death wobble. Got rid of that, so I run the Synergy there. I recently just upgraded my power steering system. I went with the PSC Ram Assist power steering system. I went with the PSC power steering pump and their big bore kit. I also went with their cooler, as you can see it there in the grill. And let me tell you something, this was an absolute necessity because on my last Rubicon run 2 years ago, I had a catastrophic failure that stopped this Jeep dead in the tracks after about 2 miles. But that's for another video. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot about the most important part of this Jeep. That is the UGF pack out mounts I got in the back. That's right, I schlepped all of Kyle's stuff back there. I schlepped all of his tools back there. I had to have something to lock it down. So we sell those pack outs, so check us out. Guys, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for all your support on our YouTube channel. I hope this video you found somewhat entertaining. We've got about 57 takes in this thing because I am just not good on camera. I really not. But hey, this week was a big milestone for us on our Underground Fab page. We broke the 600 mark. We couldn't do any of this without you. We're trying to take you along as far as everything that we do on here. We've got plenty of more builds. Stay tuned, like, subscribe. Again, we wouldn't be here today without you guys. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the walk around on the Beast here and hope to catch you guys on the trail sometime. We'll see you next time.